Alrighty, good morning folks. How are we doing? What are the odds Het's internet kills this stream today? 0%, okay? We're gonna will it into action. 0% that happens. What's up, fellas? Good morning, good morning. Today's a good day. Today felt like Shiny Wars already because I woke up late. So all I did was shower, like get everything prepped, and then hop on stream. And that's it. I didn't like make any videos or anything in the morning like I usually do. So it already feels like Shiny Wars. We're still a couple days away from it. What's up, fellas? How are we doing? How are we doing? Good morning, good morning. Hilariously, so I went ahead and actually bought some things in the mail, which I want to show you guys. I bought some alphas, okay? I bought 10 male mineral egg group alpha Pokemon as breeders, and then I also bought 10 alpha female Sudowoodos. So we're going to be breeding some alpha Sudowoodos today, as well as I bought some really cheap Alomolas because I have plenty of Dittos in the mail. I'm going to backup breeders once I'm done with my Charmanders. I'm going to go pop Charm here in a split set, breed through these, 5 boxes, breed through these 5 boxes of Pokemon, and then try to get through whatever I have in the mail. And then any leftover time, I'll probably either go Shiny Hunt to Trio or Psyduck or some sort of ×5 board Pokemon, just to like kind of crank my encounters up for no real reason, and just have fun and use the rest of the charm. So we'll see what happens today. I'm sure I get as many eggs, done as possible. The boxes are pretty darn, I feel like I've done a pretty good job. The boxes are pretty full of eggs. I'm pretty happy with this. So I just found out that alpha breeds with alphas make an alpha. Does that happen with shinies too? Yes, if you breed 2 shiny Pokemon together, you will get a shiny guaranteed coming out. Now, to keep your OT, you have to do kind of a specific thing, and I have a shiny breeding guide that goes in depth on that topic. Dude, no way. You got a shiny Charizard. 1k under 1k eggs, you said. Wow, dude, congratulations. Hatched at Mount Silver is legit pretty cool as well. Dude, congratulations. It looked beautiful. I get why people, it's an objectively beautiful, gorgeous shiny. Congratulations to you, dude. Has someone caught a secret shiny alpha yet? Yes, but they're like pretty fucking rare. The way that I think about secret shiny alphas and the way that like they are really, really rare, but they're not as rare as you would think, right? Because the way to think about it is that every 16 shiny alpha Pokemon in the wild, every 16 of those, one of them should be secret, right? Just like mathematically, because secret shinies are 16 times rarer. Let's go ahead and check on the market if there's any being sold. I think the issue is not many people sell them when that happens, but there are some. Fuck, Team Mister. This was that's so funny. This was bought by, I'm trying to remember who got this. Was this Fawn or Clue, or am I totally forgetting? Someone sniped this, and it was an insane snipe. They bought it for like 20 or 30 mil, and it's worth like 190. This was an insane snipe, so he bought this. Monkey business got it. Gotcha. Here's another secret shiny. Okay, this guy, he master balled it. If you're gonna master ball, I respect master balling a Shalfa. I get it. I feel like my goal during Shiny Wars, stream recaps will continue and will be like my main piece of content during that time. Okay, which is important. I feel like I'll do like 8-hour streams a day, hopefully during Shiny Wars. That'll be the goal. Obviously, I may get too tired. Like once you're like, 4, even like 3, 5, 6 days in, it gets exhausting. I'll try to keep going, but 8-hour streams a day, hopefully, and then another couple hours, 2 to 4 hours of putting together the stream recap, and then just etc. shiny hunting. So it'll be pretty long days for sure, but it's nothing I'm not used to for the most part. But I just have a lot of other stuff going on in life right now, and that I'm not used to. Yeah, dude, I haven't seen Team Mister like this in a long time. I'm having trouble filling my shiny charm because everybody's like, and it's smart, it makes sense, it's smart. Everybody is relaxing right now before the wars. Nobody's shiny hunting. Like everybody's like chilling, trying to mentally prepare and build up that urge to shunt during the war. It's just so much long-term mental and strategy surrounding something as intense as Shiny Wars. Alright, it's gonna be a much more chill charm today compared to yesterday. I'm just gonna keep the tavern music on. We're gonna go ahead and just pop charm. No crazy exciting speech. Really just a chill day. Like, we don't have like any crazy efficiency to do. What's up, Shizu? Good morning, good morning. I'm gonna go ahead and just pop charm, and we're gonna jump into it. I just have plenty of time to make these eggs. And then any like, actually I should have bought Pokeballs. I just realized, yeah, I don't have Pokeballs for this, which is funny. So I'm gonna go buy Pokeballs really quick as well. If ever I forget this, I hop over to this city, and I buy Pokeballs right in here, and then I can just bike back over to the daycare. What's the best way / location to shiny hunt for Furret? I really want him. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, The PokeMMO devs have kept shiny Furret a single encounter. So what you want to do is you want a single encounter for Sentret over in Johto. What's the best route for it? You can check the Pokedex. It should be pretty obvious. There should be one route in Johto which has like a common or very common encounter rate. I think it's like route 2 or 3. I feel like it's one of the early ones, I believe. But yeah, it's a single encounter, which is pretty tough for such a, I guess, common seeming or like early game seeming Pokemon, you know? Where are all the PvP PokeMMO streamers at? It's really, really hard to stream PokeMMO PvP. Like, to stream Pokemon PvP is really, really hard because stream snipers and stuff becomes a huge issue. It's just impossible to hide. Like, even if you use screen hiders and stuff, it's impossible to hide all of your information. And then, like, Pokemon matches are pretty long. So if you have, like, a time delay on your stream, you have to do, like, 30 minutes or something for it to actually, like, hide the entire match. Otherwise, your opponent will get information no matter what. Like, it's just really hard. Like, there are very few people who are good enough to be able to do it. Like, AFC Adino is, like, talented enough where he will legit, like, stream PvP. But that shit is, it's an objective disadvantage. It's so difficult. It's so hard. Unless you're streaming tours, no one cares. I super disagree. Pretty much every time I've streamed PvP, I've been, like, maybe I'm just paranoid. It's totally possible I could qualify that. And I try to, like, keep that in mind. I've been stream sniped, like, pretty often. Whenever I try to do PvP, I feel like I get stream sniped. There's just, I feel like the PokeMMO PvP queues aren't, they're active, right? They are active. It's not they're inactive, but they're not active enough to make stream sniping that hard, right? For sure. I actually love this question so much. Yo, I only found out about an encounter counter recently. I finished all regions. Can you give me a rough estimation on how many encounters I might be on to help out a newbie? Yes, I actually do know this number. Me and chat actually calculated like what's a really obviously a rough estimate, because you could be a player who just sits there and does ×5 hordes all day. Like it's an extremely rough estimate, right? But we calculated if you like did all, it was 4 regions back in the day. If you did all 4 regions and you used ×5 hordes to like XP train and EV train for most of those, for like most of your Pokemon for most of the regions, you end up with around 2,000 encounters per region. It's really low, right? So if you EV train and stuff and XP train using ×5 hordes, you might be at around 10,000 encounters. I think it's always best to underestimate than overestimate. I would say if you're someone who's completed all five regions, you're probably somewhere between like 5 to 10k encounters. But it obviously depends on how many ×5 hordes you've done and whether you've actually tried to shiny hunt at all, and then yada yada yada. So keep all that in mind. It's a great question. What are you breeding? I keep getting this question, and it's a good question. I'm no longer breeding one species. So something that I learned during my Cranidos hunt, and this is just a personal preference, there's nothing wrong with this, but my Cranidos, my Cranidos hunt was 17 months of hunting over and over and over and over and over again for one specific Pokemon. Just seeing the same Pokemon every day, seeing the same fossils every day, yada, yada, yada. And what I learned is that hunt starts to feel really shitty because it just becomes like, oh, one day I'll get it, but I'm just going until I get that Pokemon. And you kind of like just get burnt out on it really easily. Versus if you put a bunch of different species in eggs, Alomolas, Tricos, Starmie's, Anoriths, Executes, Squirtles, Charmanders, like, I've really come to enjoy the egg roulette, where if I just like breed a shit ton of rare shinies that I would be happy with getting all of them, that's really cool to me. It adds a much more exciting element of, oh shit, like what egg was this when it hatches, right? I think that's way more exciting to me. And like I think you're able to keep it up long term more versus just hunting that one Pokemon, I'm gonna go ahead and start on now that I have some space in my PC, I'm gonna go ahead. I could actually just claim all these. I'm gonna go ahead and start on these alpha breeds, just the 10 that I bought. So I think I have like 40 total alpha breeds or something that I've done. It's like 30 Miltanks and then 10 Sudowoodos. All right, there's the Sudowoodos done, fellas. There that is. Let's go ahead and move that down. Oh, I had the breeders over. I actually lost 2 breeders in the process, and I was wondering. Well, now I'm breeding 12 Sudowoodos. Okay, I mean that works. Honestly, that's okay. We're just breeding 12 now, fellas. 1, 2. There we go. We'll do it. 12 alphas. Did someone buy up anniversary chests? They're now at like 55k a piece. There's only like 50 on the GTL. I should sell some if that's the case. Yeah, it seems like someone just bought them out. That is, I don't know. That's a pretty insane buyout though. There was like stacks of like 500 listed. Holy shit, dude. That is pretty insane. That's a pretty insane buyout. Wow. That's pretty nuts. Another box complete right there. Is this the last box? Yeah, I think this is actually the last box. I don't know if I have any more. Well, I have more. I have a Lola Molas. I have a Lola Molas and Dittos in my mail I can do. I found one of my first PokeMMO accounts the other day, and I found like 2 boxes of 2012 Pokemon struck gold, boys. Dude, that is the equivalent of like finding an old like crypto wallet and like realizing you have like Bitcoin or some shit. It's like actually like it's actually striking gold. Congratulations, man. That's a huge W. I'm pretty sure recently the 2012 base price of Pokemon rose. Let's see if it's still at that. It rose recently to like 250k, where it was like 150k the day before or something. Yeah, 220k, 240. The 2012 base price is still continuing to rise, fellas. And I think it still just will, you know. But it's super crazy to see. It's super crazy to see. All right, that's all those boxes complete. Let's go ahead and actually reorganize these so I have them in the correct numbers. And then I can go ahead and I'm going to move the eggs over to box 5. All right, so I'm going to fill up like we're going to go all of these over to box 5. All of these to box 4. We're going to reverse fill the boxes, and then we'll go grab the Alomolas and Dittos from the mail. All right, so this is what it looks like. Box 1 and 2 are totally empty. Box 3 has some eggs, and then 4 through 16 is all eggs, baby, which is a nice feeling. Okay, I claimed all of the Dittos. I think all of them. Yeah, all the Dittos. There we go, the last 5. All the Dittos, and there's 1 Sudowoodo I can breed as well. Thank you, thank you. All the Dittos, Sudowoodos, Alomolas. Here's what they look like. Okay. Let's go ahead and go breed these guys. And then I'll have to buy some more Alomolas / Sudowoodos, I think, based on those numbers, but we'll see first. There's some cheap Starmie's, and we still need a Starmie and Team Mister. I'll buy some of these. I think you can technically repel trick. I feel like there's some way to shunt Starmie that isn't egg that is better. But I'm just trying to do as many eggs as possible to stock up. So I'm not really here for peak efficiency. I'm here for max storage in terms of helping me be efficient during the event itself, if that makes sense. So here's the box. Let's go ahead and see. Dump these eggs. I've got what? How many more Dittos? 3 plus 5. 8 more Dittos. Okay, we're gonna have a little bit of extra Starmie's, but that's okay. We'll dump these in the PC as well here. I'm really happy that we're reaching like the 10-minute mark on this charm and we haven't gone to do ×5 hordes. That's a good thing. The whole point of this charm was this is gonna be like the last charm that I pop before Shiny Wars. The whole point of this charm was to get as many eggs in my boxes as possible and not have to go use the rest over at actual, you know, current time shunting. It's in the eggs, dude. It's gonna be exciting during wars to hatch all these eggs, man. There's a lot of eggs to hatch. It's possible it's in the eggs. Let me move all these over to box 3 and see what this looks like. Yeah, so we've got 3 through 16 full of eggs. I'm gonna leave this space. You know what? We did good, fellas. We made what? 60, 120, 180. Well, we made 200 eggs. I mean, it's terrible in the time itself. It was meant to be a very casual thing. I'm gonna go. We're gonna go do ×5 hordes of Psyduck or something here. All right, now the next 10 minutes are just gonna be spent at doing ×5 hordes at Psyduck, and just kind of cranking up the encounters artificially. You know, just to feel something, I guess. All right, speaking of like the game plan for Shiny Wars, okay. I think I'm gonna be doing a lot of single encountering. It's why, you know, it's obviously why I went ahead and got all my expert lures. I'm doing ×5 hordes now. But I plan to do a lot of single encountering, whether that's expert lures over at the Sudowoodo location in Sinnoh, whether that is repel tricking at Heracross and Pinsir. I plan to do a fair amount of single encounters via different methods. I think those are the big ones off the top of the head. Like single encounters over at the Sudowoodo Breloom Sudowoodo Breloom Scyther Mr. Mime spot in the Route 210 in Sinnoh. And then the Heracross Pinsir repel trick over in Unova. What are the major PvE challenges in Pokemon? I like this question. I would say Elite Four reruns, Battle Tower, the Red refight, the Ho-Oh refight. If you don't use a guide, things like gym reruns. But a lot of these have like online guides and such. Now, historically, one of the biggest PvE challenges was the raids and dungeons during the Christmas event, aka Twist Mountain, and then the Lunar New Year event, sort of little scramble that you know have access to. However, the Christmas event was recently changed, so that raid or dungeon was kind of removed, and then we don't know what's going to happen with the upcoming Chinese New Year event. However, it's possible that if they're removing these permanent or these temporary raid/dungeon type PvM mechanics, they're trying to add a permanent one. So we'll see if they add a permanent raid/dungeon. That would be probably one of the biggest updates for the game. It would give so many players that thing to go do at endgame. So I'm excited to see what happens with that. That's the end of the charm. Thank you guys for joining, Lionel. I appreciate it. It's always, people always say thank you for charm. I appreciate people just join quickly to, you know, allow me. I just don't want to be, I don't want to waste any charm. So I appreciate people join and allow me to charm a little more efficiently, you know? I would kind of like to get my encounters up to at least above 20k before Shiny Wars starts, but I don't know if that's going to happen. That's pretty extreme. 'Cause I need 15,000 more encounters, right? 15,000 more encounters. And today's Tuesday. And I want to be able to take... It's really smart. My thing is I try to take 3 days off of playing PokeMMO at all before any sort of bid competition, any sort of bid Shiny Wars. I did the same with RuneScape. I would take like 3 days off. Totally, like, don't even log in at all. So, I plan to take, if the stream is Saturday, Friday, Thursday, I guess maybe even Wednesday I take off. Probably not. I probably stream tomorrow, but I probably take off Thursday, Friday. I think that's going to be the plan. I think I take off Thursday, Friday, and the plan will be, I don't know. It hurts me to say this, but it's possible this is the last stream recap for the week. But I want to, but I do want to stream kind of. I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to see what happens. Maybe what I could do, I could stream only Shiny's account or like an alt account or something like that. That'd be kind of interesting. We'll play it by ear. We'll see what happens. I've said this before, but it's always funny to me when people say like Gen 6 in PokeMMO wouldn't be possible because the switch of like graphics between regions would be too dramatic. And it's always funny because when you switch between regions in PokeMMO, there already is a massive graphical difference. Now, obviously, you know, I'm not dumb. 2.5D to 3D is a bigger jump than 2D to 2.5D. I understand, but like it would be a fair bit bigger jump, but it wouldn't be that crazy. Someone drew up some like, what's it called? Like, I guess what it might look like if they added Gen 6 in PokeMMO. Just like the current character sprites, not even in 3D in PokeMMO or with 6th gen. It looked really, really good in my opinion. That was like a Reddit post, so don't think that with like, oh, that's even like mechanically possible, right? But I don't know. It always shocked me. I think a lot of people literally don't even notice the graphical difference between going from like Fire Red to Unova or Fire Red to Sinnoh, and they complain about how like Gen 6 wouldn't be possible because of the graphics, but they don't even notice. They don't even have the eyes to see or notice that like 2 to 2.5D jump. I don't know. It's always very funny to me. I feel like if that's the argument for why Gen 6 isn't possible, you gotta have a better argument. There's a lot of good no, it's hard to like. Any opinion is valid, but you want to have good arguments to back up that opinion, right? Of course. Dude, I feel really bad for people who quit PokeMMO or got holiday, like, event burnout after the Halloween event. Because, like, the Halloween event was, like, pretty, for lack of a better word, Zoomer mid. Like, the Halloween event was, like, pretty fucking whatever. The Christmas event was incredible. So, I can't imagine, like, burning out after the Halloween event and then missing the Christmas event. That sucks, man. You gotta... I feel, you know, it's... Event season is tough in PokeMMO, and I get it. A lot of people are usually super burnt out. I'm usually pretty burnt out after the Christmas event to a decent extent. To some extent, but then I revive for obviously the New Year event. But like, I understand being burnt out after everything. But if you're burnt out after one event out of the 3 from event season, it's like, come on, man. Like, you gotta, you know, that's tough. I mean, that's obviously if you're burnt, you're burnt. If you're not enjoying the game, take a break. You know, it's fine. That sucks to burn yourself out on Halloween event though, versus like a 6 out of 10 event versus like a 9 out of 10 event or a 9.5 like the Christmas was. And we were hoping for the anniversary event as well before the end of the year of 2023, but that did not happen. So hopefully we see a really good, really big 2024 anniversary event. We'll see how that goes. One of my favorite parts about any sort of video game draft, right, is like if you're a captain for one of the teams. This is the case with Shiny Wars and with Fantasy HP RuneScape. You actually have to go like scout out players. So what you would do in like RuneScape is you would go DM people and be like, hey, like how many hours can you play this week? What's your style of play? What skill are you doing? In Shiny Wars, people are like, hey, like, you know, how many hours do you think you'll be able to play in the week per day? What types of encounters are you doing? Do you have any eggs stored up? Like, it's really interesting. Like, how are you feeling? It's really cool to like go and scout out and have these conversations to sort of get a game plan. And like you get to essentially get a mock draft going, get like a fantasy draft. Like, fantasy draft is one of the fun. I just love fantasy drafts. They're so fun. And I think it's cool to see them transition over into video game competitions like PokeMMO Shiny Wars and like Fantasy EHP and Old School RuneScape. I'm also thinking about just more Shiny Wars game plan prep. It's possible I do Safari Shunting during like APOM. I think the best way to shiny hunt APOM is still Safari Zone, as well as Lapras. Now the best way to hunt is Safari Zone. So it's especially like on the Safari day. There's gonna be a specific Safari day I'll definitely be doing Safari hunting on. But that'd be pretty hype, because obviously if like something like a shiny APOM flees, it's devastating during wars. And 0 points if it flees versus it's like 7 if you catch it. Also, it's important to note that single encounters are slightly faster in the Safari Zone because there's less animation. You don't have to like throw your Pokemon out. It's just like your character like readying up or whatever. So it's encounters in the Safari Zone are slightly faster. Now you don't get like double encounters. You don't get double battles. You don't get random ×5 hordes. So that matters. But that's kind of a good thing. Like one of the saddest things that could happen during war is single encountering, right? And then accidentally single encountering into a wild ×5 horde shiny. I think that would still count as 1 point, even if it's a wild ×5. I think that would be like really, really devastating. That would really, really, really suck. Having Team Mr. Shiny Wars has been great for regulating the market after the event. Mr. Shiny Wars adds so much demand to the economy. It's incredible, dude. Before Shiny Charms were in the RP shop, Shiny Charms would spike up to like 800k to 1 mil Pokeyen per during Team Mr. Shiny Wars, because we would buy up so many Shiny Charms. It's ridiculous. Yeah, the Ditto boxes, the Ditto markets rebounded. Shiny Charms, Donator status, just like base like species. Like I've personally cranked up the Sudowoodo price by needing them. Like there's so much drive behind Shiny Wars that there's just so much desirability for certain Pokemon. Yeah, monster breeders, EV yeah, it's really competitions like this with this much passion are so good for the game's economy, which is a really funny thing to talk about. But yeah, for sure. 6,000 encounters, that's pretty cool. I'm taking a quick little 5-minute lunch break after that. Which shiny do you want the most out of Shiny Wars? This is a great question. Probably Sudowoodo at this point, because it's a shiny Pokemon that I really like and I really want. And then also, there's a huge bounty for it right now that seems kind of cheap, but it's hard to, I have to like look at it more. There's a huge bounty for it right now because it's one of the few shinies left that Team Mr. needs for the Shiny Pokedex, the Team Shiny Pokedex. So I really want a Sudowoodo for my personal reasons. I love Sudowoodo as a Pokemon. I always say, like, it's not good, okay? But Rockhead alongside Head Smash and Woodhammer, like, that's just a very, 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 very cool combination. In my opinion, very, 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 very cool combination. If only it was Rock Grass and had Stab on Woodhammer, that'd be really cool, but... So yeah, Sudowoodo is definitely my #1 most desired. I'll be single encountering for it over at the Sinnoh spot, as well as I've egged for it a fair bit here, so we'll see what happens. Hey, I would like to know something. Does it make a difference if you encounter a Pokemon 50,000 times at a spot, then switch to another spot? Do the chances remain the same? Yeah, the chances remain the same no matter how many encounters you have, no matter what Pokemon you've encountered. With shiny hunting in PokeMMO, there's no pity system, there's no in-game tracker. It is always a 1 out of 30,000 chance. So that's a really, really simple way to think about it. Whenever you encounter a Pokemon in the wild, it's a 1 out of 30,000 chance that it's shiny. Whether you're at 3,000 encounters, whether you're at 300,000 encounters, you know, it's never guaranteed. Now, there's some other like more complicated binomial distribution and probability math that I'm not educated enough for, but there are some good forum posts and articles that break it down hilariously. This is such a funny question. Has there been anyone who sells eggs which they had made on Charm as like a sealed product to people? OT wouldn't be theirs, but they could like get a shiny for the price of like a box. You cannot trade eggs. I wish you could, because if you could trade eggs, you unironically could sell eggs as like a gamble for like 1 encounter for like a shiny. But I guess, actually, no, I don't wish you could trade eggs. Trading eggs seems really cool in theory. But then the issue would be you could kind of... You'd have to, like, hatch the egg still, and that takes a lot of time. But you could, like... There's a lot of complications there, a lot of opportunity for scam, and you could kind of buy, like, pay to win for a egg shiny. A bit more than you already could, which I think that's a little too rough. But I want eggs to be tradable because then, like, egg Nuzlocks would be a thing, which is really fun to me. That's really, really cool. There's a lot of cool things that could happen if eggs were tradable, but also a lot of complicated things with the economy. So it's probably better if they're not, but it's fun to think about what could happen if they were. Egg Nuzlocke question mark. Yes, an egg Nuzlocke is usually, from my understanding, when like people like your viewers or people send you eggs to use, and you don't know like what the Pokemon is, you don't know the IVs, you don't know the species, and you have to like wait until it hatches, and then you have to use that Pokemon in your Nuzlocke. It's really, really fun. It's like a randomizer of sorts. That's a good shout though. Let's go ahead and go do let's go do some Twitch rewards. I think it's a good, because it's unlikely today's my last stream, but it may be the last stream for the week on the main account. We'll see. But I do want to get my encounters up. We'll see. Let's go Kanto. I like the Kanto daycare center because it's just nostalgia. I like Island 4 used to be like one of the spots in PokeMMO when the game was Kanto only. All right, so currently we're sitting at 15 Patrouski OT Pokemon requests and then 1 name requests. So, yeah, this was missed to name the Stantler Gamba. Did I ever do that? Now we can do it. So this guy gets named to Gamba. I don't think no one has named my Secret Shiny Nidoran or Blossom yet. If people want to take those names, by the way. All right, there. The Secret Shiny Nidoran has officially been named. Its new name, it'll be known as Pookie. It's a very good name by Rumel. Okay, someone just mailed me the Pokemon for this and redeemed the Twitch reward. So this is a cool one. 6x0 Shuckle heading over to Vlad / Litchi in game. That's a cool little one. Imagine it came out shiny. My rule is if I am making you a Twitch reward Pokemon and it comes out shiny, I'm keeping it. I'm sorry. I'm not in the business of giving away OT shinies. That's just too extreme. However, I will make you a better one and probably send you like 1 to 5. I'll send you some Pokeyen as like a reward essentially. But I'm sorry. I'll make you a new one essentially from scratch, but I'm keeping the shiny. I'm not in the way of giving away free OT shinies. That's too much. No way. Wait, can I not? Will this come out Patrouski Star? Because, wait, what? I've also never had that issue. Is it because I've never caught a trash Burmy form? I'm scared I don't want to mess up his breed if it comes out. Oh man, that's so crazy though. That's so awkward. That's so screwed up. How do you get Burmy trash form? Do you, can you catch it, or can you transform Burmy to trash? I have to like learn Burmy mechanics. Okay, let's see if this works for the Burmy situation. So apparently I need a smoke ball. If I enter a battle within a city, let's see if this changes the form and fixes the issue that I'm having. Now, Island 4 might not count as a city. I might need to go somewhere else, but I'm gonna try to check this. I just want to make sure it comes out Patrouski OT. If someone's paying for it to be Patrouski OT. Let's see, does it change form? Okay, how does that... I put a smoke ball. It can't escape still. It's gonna die. It's okay. I guess technically it says 4 island. So let's head somewhere where specifically it says city in the name of it. Let's sell it on or something. Okay, let's try it here and sell it on city. Let's see. I'm gonna learn Burmy mechanics so I can breed this correctly for... It transformed! Okay. Okay, I'm glad I did that. Yeah, it transformed. So let's see if I go breed this. This should work. That's so weird. I'm so glad I noticed that and didn't just breed through and make the mistake. Let's see if this actually works now. I need to put a special type ratio back on it. If this works, that just blows my mind. That's such a strange mechanic to have to get it OT. Yeah, now it's just Patrouski OT with no star. That's crazy. That's actually so weird. I'm glad I could just fix that. That's awesome. Yeah, it needs to be male. Someone asked for male. That is so crazy. That's... Wow. What a weird mechanic. Apart from eggs, how else can you prepare for wars? Eggs, Lepa berries, expert lures, repels. You can buy energy drinks IRL. You can meal prep. You can make, go to grocery store, get food, water, drinks, snackies, whatever, toilet paper. It's a lot, man. Whatever you may need. And more in terms of in-game stuff, save up on Pokeyen, get in contact with Ditto Box sellers, make sure they're prepared if you want to do, Dittos, buy fossils, stock up on fossils. There's a lot of stuff you can do, man. For me, get stuff like Twitch rewards done, because I don't want to have to do that during the event. I don't want to be able to chill. So there's a lot of ways, you prepare for dedicating, a week of your life to something so intensely. Someone redeemed a rename for the Shiny Blossom now as well. This is going to be Hula Dancer. That's a good one. It's a good name. I really wish YouTube was better about recommending or displaying playlists, because I have a lot of videos on my channel and it can be really hard to like organize them and recommend them to people. One of the best ways that I do so is via playlists. If you want money making guides, I have a playlist for money making methods. If you want general guides for the game, I have a playlist for general. If you want casual content that's like hours long of stuff, I have a playlist for that. If you want Shiny Wars recaps, if you want Xmas event 2022, Halloween event 2023, if you want like these things, I have them all in playlists. But YouTube is really bad about recommending that. It's really hard to have a list of all. I need to like make up like a full-on list of all my playlists. You can go to like my playlist on YouTube, but it's not like well organized. You can't really see the high priority ones, etc., etc. My YouTube playlists are one of the most powerful tools. I feel like it's hard to utilize. This is a good question. Like, how do I know what Pokemon is good to catch for profit right now? You really just have to check the markets or test yourself. Like, for example, and understand why things are good. So I know that Pikachu farming is usually really good because the fairy male egg group price. If the fairy male egg group price is at a good price, then it's a good time to farm Pikachu. It's that simple. It's just basic logic. Okay, so fairy male egg groups are around 2,500 a piece. They're a little lower right now, actually a little bit lower than 3K or so. Still solid. That means Pikachu is like pretty. How do I check the market? That's like how do I don't know how do you explain how do you check the market? You have to explain like. You have to understand why something makes money. So, for example, Whalmers make good money because people need them for water spout squirrels. So you would check, like, how is it looking on the GTL? If you're looking for, like, how to price check stuff, I have a video on my channel called The Ultimate Price Checking Guide to PokeMMO. A really simple way to understand what money-making methods might be good right now without actually having to, like, think about it. You could technically, what I say is just look at money making methods that I've done on my channel that are 3 to 6 months old. People always complain whenever I make a new money making guide. You'll always in any game, in any comments, oh well, now this is dead, oh there goes my money making method. And that's not how things work. It may deter that method for a short-term period of time, but if it's an actually good sustainable method, a couple months down the line, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, the markets rebound, people move on to things. I have a video even explaining the why PokeMMO is sort of an elastic band economy. Somewhere that video is buried, where it explains like if Gibble, for example, is a really good money maker. Let's say catching Gibbles is really good money. Everybody goes and catches Gibbles. But while everybody's catching Gibbles, nobody's catching Scythers. And now Scizor is super demanded in OU. So now Scyther becomes really good money. It's just really basic supply and demand. If everybody goes and does Gibble, then not enough people are doing Scyther, and then the demand goes up and the supply goes down. So everybody goes and does Scyther. Now that's good. So then the supply goes up and the demand goes down. And then while that's happening, Hippo Down is really desired now. And that, it's just like there's all these different rubber band effects of like what Pokemon is good right now, what Pokemon has the supply to meet the demand. Okay, Shuckle time. Every time I do Twitch rewards without fail, there's always at least like 2 or 3 people that redeem Shuckle, which is it's a really good one for me to redeem. I like going to go check them. So let's go get our encounters, fellas. Why does Tentacruel never go down in price if it's the most common shiny in the game? This is a good question. So why does the cheapest shiny never... Oh, Secret Shiny Skitty. Oh my god. Why does the cheapest shiny never really go below a certain threshold? The reason is Prismatic Pearls. It's a great question. Prismatic Pearls stopgap the shinies from going so low. And also, shinies are consumed all the time for... Shinies are consumed all the time for... breeding and stuff like that. So prismatic pearls are an item you can consume shinies. Like if I were to buy a Tentacruel, I would go consume it for like 3 prismatic pearls, and prismatic pearls are needed for hidden ability reasons. So if I were to go buy, if a Tentacruel were to drop below 800k, for example, I could go redeem that for 3 prismatic pearls and make profit. So they'll never drop below that because that'll never like happen or whatever, if that makes sense. Prismatic pearls keep them at such a price. It's kind of comparable to like High Alchemy and RuneScape. If you're familiar with like RuneScape, there's certain like mechanics that can keep things at the lowest price possible. I'm really curious to see how long this Twitch reward stays uncompleted. So Shreddingly redeemed a Twitch reward 2 months ago, right? And it says the next time you go 100,000 encounters dry, catch 1 Pokemon. So that 100,000th encounter, I'm gonna catch that Pokemon, and then I'll send that to Shreddingly. I have to. The hardest part about that is gonna be trying to fucking remember to catch that for him. I don't want to imagine going 100k dry and forgetting.
That would be pretty sad. It's actually such an interesting question. So Beryl said, did you get Entei yet? It's an interesting question because no, I haven't. And why that's important, thank you for the gifted subs, Mad Solar. Oh, there's the glide yard catch for the Twitch reward. But what I was trying to, oh, nice speeds. What I was trying to say was the reason why the Entei question is actually interesting this month is because for Shiny Wars, if you get a Shiny Legendary, it's like 45 points, a lot of points. Now it sounds silly, but like it's kind of optimal to hunt, if I want to like single encounter hunt, to do any sort of single encounter hunts that I want to do in Johto this month for Shiny Wars. Will I actually do that? Will I, like, the issue is I just don't know if there's any, like, maybe Sentra, but I don't even care about Shiny Sentra as much as most people do, I feel like. Furret would go pretty well with my outfit and stuff, though, to be fair. Maybe I'll go for Furret this month a bit, we'll see. But, it's interesting, like, you kind of want that macro efficiency of, I know it's a really small chance, but what are the odds of, you know, getting a shiny single counter? What about Farfetch'd? I really don't like shiny Farfetch'd is the issue. Even, I know it's one that Mr. needs. Someone else can go for that. I really don't care for shiny Farfetch'd. I'll go for Sudowoodo and stuff. As far as the target, yeah, I'd rather go for Sudowoodo. And like, there are shinies that I really want, that I care about, that Team Mr. needs. I don't care for Farfetch'd. All right, this is the final Pokemon for Twitch rewards. We did it, fellas. It's all, dude, it always feels so satisfying to get Twitch rewards done. 25 plus in attack and speed. Lonely Nature Shroomish for Lorax, who redeemed it. I'm really happy to have gotten this done prior to, you know, like just right before Shiny Wars. So I'm gonna, you know, not be doing Twitch rewards for the next week or two while I focus on Shiny Wars and a bunch of other active stuff going on. But there we go. There, that is completed, which is huge. Alrighty, fellas, just over a 3-hour stream today, 3 hours and 26 minutes. Nothing crazy, but the streams probably should remain a little shorter as we're heading into Shiny Wars. So I'm going to go ahead and call it here for today. Make sure to like the video if you guys did enjoy it, if it brought you entertainment or any sort of help today. Liking the video helps out a ton. Disliking if not. Subscribing to the channel for daily videos, and streams are Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. However, streams will be intense next week from Saturday to Saturday, January 20th to the 27th. Make sure to check out the Shiny Wars streams, guys, and the recaps. I'll try to get them all. Yeah, I'm gonna take breaks. I'm gonna do like 2 days of not logging into PokeMMO before Shiny Wars starts off. But thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Peace, Reno. Thank you so much for watching until the very end of the video, and I hope it was a positive asset to your day. The same way everybody listed here is a positive asset to my day, going above and beyond and allowing me to make content every single day. Thanks so much for watching, and have a good one.